It is the cry from the people, police reform. Protesters have made their message known over the last couple of months, demanding more transparency and training for those who wear the uniform. And tonight, we go behind the scenes as Kansas City Police prepare its next generation of officers.
In a story you'll only see here, 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez reveals the lessons these recruits are learning.
Present arms.
These are
Ready for inspection, sir.
The men and women of the 169th class of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department Academy.
I've got to see progression.
Their training began back in February and are about to show us what they've learned.
I don't think a lot of people realize the amount of hours we put in. We truly eat and sleep this job right now.
In Missouri, a basic requirement of those looking to become a police officer is 600 hours of training, but KCPD does just over 1,000 hours.
You guys are fully capable of handling these calls.
The classroom instruction is weave with hands-on training.
It's really realistic, getting on the radio, knowing the procedures, what to say on the radio, focusing on the movement inside the car.
At the end of every quarter, they put it all into practice, where actors play criminals, victims, and calling parties.
These recruits are going to be making mistakes. It's part of the learning process, and so at this point in time, for them to be open-minded during the critique, ask questions if they have questions.
Get off me, man! I didn't do shit. Take off that badge and that gun. You ain't.
This round of practical exercises has one reflecting current events. How to avoid a knee on the neck. It's what a Minneapolis police officer did to George Floyd, who ultimately died while in custody.
It took me a second to realize, hey, he had his knee over there. I was like, okay, why does he have his knee? Is he not in handcuffs? Is he still struggling? Is it to get control of his head? And then seeing that he had handcuffs, I was like, okay, let me shift focus. All right, you need to get off of him. And then when it continued, the suspect continued to have that verbal altercation with the officer, I was like, okay, now you're being part of the problem. Let me just have you politely step over to the side so I can talk to you.
Our main objective is that the recruits, the incident officers, intervene, take control of the subject, and get the arresting officer away to give him a chance to calm down and sort of de-escalate the situation.
Their training comes as the police department's tactics are under scrutiny, with many calling for more reform, training, and transparency.
It's happened the last couple months. Obviously, we've identified areas where we can always improve.
Eventually, all these individual exercises will be put together at the end of August during 4 days called situational training, where these recruits will be doing these exercises back to back just before graduation.
The community, they might have their doubts of us entrant officers coming into this law enforcement in this tough time right now, but we talk about it every day. This is an everyday discussion how we can be better as officers, and so we are here for the community.
In Kansas City, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.